Hey, how we doing? We've got a 1 second photograph here at 89 millimeters that appears to be just a light in the sky that's probably out of focus. Well, let's zoom in on it here a little bit, have a little better look at it. And I would venture to say this is probably more in focus than what you might imagine. This is a still from the color video that I'm going to show you here. And you can see from this still how very similar it is to that photograph. So it's really not that far out of focus. I mean, it's not like an airplane in the distance or a satellite. So what you see is what you see, okay? This is something inside something else, basically. In other words, it's a machine of some kind. It's not just a light. And this is kind of what I've been after. Because it just irritates me to have people say, well, it's just a light in the sky. Lights can't just fly around. They have to be some kind of machine or technology in order to be able to do that. And so that's what you're looking at here. Let me show you an infrared video of this thing.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army. Army officers say the missile, found sometime last week, has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection.
And it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it, if they actually did get a hold of something like that, and if they did, how reverse engineered did they do it? You know what I'm saying? This is the color video of it. It's really short, so I'll show you a slow motion one here. So what we've got is our technology and then the possibility of somebody else's technology. And that very well could be what you're looking at right here. That center ball inside that other circle, if you will, is spinning in a clockwise direction. The trick is, how do you get a ball or a machine to suspend inside of another sphere? On Earth, that would involve some really tricky magnetic fields, I would think. I mean, there's no telling exactly what that machine inside that other ball is made out of. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you this part again right here. Back this up a little bit here. Now watch this power source or electricity or whatever it is start on the right hand side about the 2 o'clock position, work through the center, and come out about the 2 o'clock position. You see it right there? Let me show that to you again here. I'm not very good at this computer stuff here, so. See it streak across there? I mean, when we're looking at this here, this looks two-dimensional. In other words, if you were to take like an insulated copper wire and slice it in half and look at it from the end, it would sort of look like that. In other words, you would have a copper core center to it, and then whatever color insulation wrapped around the outside of it. Well, the only problem with that here, let me show you this again here. I was just playing around with some different filters. I thought this one looked pretty cool. But in other words, if you slice a insulated copper wire and you looked at it from the end, this is sort of what it would look like. But the problem with that applying it to this is that there is 3 different layers to this thing here, which is a little tough to figure here. Now watch this energy go across there. Did you see that? Watch this. So what I'm saying is this is not flat, and that energy that just went across there, whatever it was, electrical field or, you know, whatever it was, okay, went across a spherical surface. In other words, some kind of a round object is what this is. This thing's not flat, okay? And it appears to be 6-sided, which to me makes me think it's possibly earthly construction going on here, because it's got the 6 sides going on to it. So I could see as to where we could come up with something like that. But the problem here is you've got something on the inside of something else that's spinning, and in order to allow it to do that, you've got to have basically a friction-free zone between whatever it is that's spinning on the inside and the outside. So, like Ezekiel said, basically you've got a wheel within a wheel, basically, spinning around there, right? So how do you do that on Earth? Gosh, I don't know. If this thing is a top, okay, if you've got like imagine it any way you want to, like a gyroscope or a top spinning in one direction on the top here, and another one spinning in a different direction on the bottom, and they're more fancy than just a top. They're some kind of, vortex generator, and it's producing a anti-gravitic field. Well, how do you get it to move around and, you know what I'm saying, and suspend it in something like this here out around the outside of it? You'd have to suspend it and then apply this outside to it, and then you would have to interfere with the magnetic field that you were holding it in place with. So my assertion on this, if this is a foreign technology of some kind, all they would have to do in outer space, for instance, if you take a drop of water, in outer space it'll form a perfectly round sphere, like a bubble from a soap machine down here will, okay? But a drop of water will just completely go around like a planet. Well, you could take whatever machine this is and put it inside that drop of water, and it would be spinning. Now, if you brought that drop of water into the Earth's atmosphere, you'd have a problem. So remove the water, put in some kind of metafluid around here, and it forms a perfect sphere around this. And now you spray the outside of that perfectly round sphere with a metamaterial, and it hardens immediately because of its construction. And then you put several more layers on it, and these other layers now are interacting with this machine that's on the inside of this fluid, and it can't go anywhere and touch the sides that it's attracted to or repelled from because of the fluid and the containment and the pressure that would be holding that fluid in place and keeping this machine, therefore, in place. Now you've got something that you can remote control or control from the inside here, already pre-programmed, and it can run around and surveil or do whatever it is that it does. So anyway, let me know what you think. That's kind of my assertion of it. I mean, this is kind of tricky stuff, but that's just not like, any ordinary light bulb flying around up there, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, like I said, let me know what you think. I'd appreciate that. And sorry about rambling on so long, but you take care out there no matter what you're doing. I hope we get to do this again some other time. Thanks again.